For this week's video, I'm going to take you to the Polish festival of Andrzejki, something associated with Slavic times originally as a kind of fertility ritual, stolen by the Christians, of course, and made a bit more fun. It involves fun and games, and these are meant to predict your future, particularly your love life, your future successes, that kind of thing. They're a series of games and they're quite interesting. Traditionally, it was meant more for women, but these days anyone can play. So join me on this journey as I show you about Andrzejki. Dzień dobry and welcome to A Brit in Poland. This channel is going to bring you everything you need to know about Poland. I am exploring the country, bringing you the history, trying to tell you about the culture and show you what it is really like to live here. So feel free to check out my other media, Instagram, Facebook, and I will share links to those in the comments. I also have a website, www.britlivinginpoland.com, where I collate my videos for easy to view manner. Also, you are welcome to contribute to my efforts through Patronite or Patreon, and all descriptions are available below the video. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and please come back for more by subscribing, liking, or commenting. Thank you very much. Do zobaczenia.
So, like all my videos, I'm going to try and tell you all there is to know about this subject, and the subject today is Andrzejki. Now, there are, let's say, some variations on origins and traditions associated with this. So, let me just try and briefly summarize what you could learn. So, Andrzejki, for people who don't realize, is also St. Andrew's Day in English. And the origins are a little mysterious. Some say it's like ancient Greek due to, basically the wording. Some say it's from like Germanic fertility god Frey. And in Poland, technically the first reference of it is back to like 1555 by the historian Marcin Bielski. Sorry, 1557, not 1555. And it's said that before that it was kind of a Slavic tradition. And in pagan times, they believed that this time, so around November 29th, November 30th, before the Advent, that the spirits of the dead would return to Earth, and you could use their powers to help with prophesizing. So, yeah, so likely it had its pagan origins, and it was said to be linked to Slavic fertility rituals. There was a focus on marriage and future prosperity, and this echoes ancient agricultural festivals tied to the changing seasons and fertility. It was, originally for young women who saw omens about their romantic future. Men had an equivalent festival, Katarzyny, or St. Catherine's Eve, on November 24th, though that tradition faded over time, leaving Andrzejki as a celebration for all. So over time, the celebration, like many traditions in Poland and around the world, were Christianized, and it was associated with St. Andrew's Day. Though it did retain its fortune-telling aspect, it became a bit more playful and less serious as Christianity spread. And it had a bit of a revival in the 19th and 20th century, and it became like a popular communal event involving games, folklore, light-hearted prophecies, and during the 20th century it spread beyond the countryside to urban areas, evolving into a social celebration for both young and old. But what can you expect to see? So historically there were a few different rituals. So there was one about girls who sowed flax and hemp seeds in pots on a patch of the field, which were raked with men's trousers in the hope that they would bring home a candidate for a husband. It was said if a girl fasted all day and prayed to St. Andrew, then her future beloved could appear to her in a dream. If a cherry branch cut by a girl on St. Andrew's Day blossomed on Christmas Eve, the girl could count on a quick marriage. Those are, let's say, I don't know how much those are observed now, but those are some of the historical ones. But it is a big ritual about symbols and fate. So I'm going to take you through the events that we did when we hosted our Andrzejki night with Warsaw Global, and give you an idea of the games that we played and try and give you like some sort of explanation behind them. So the first one we did was called Lania Vosku, or translated to pouring wax, and you basically melt the wax and pour it through a keyhole into a bowl of cold water. Once the wax hardens, you shine a flashlight on it or hold it up to the light so it projects a shadow on the wall. And at this point, you use your imagination to interpret the shadow's shape, and it's said to predict the future. I still maintain that my shadow had a crown, and I still one day hope to be the King of Poland, as unlikely a scenario as that is. Another one is called Żukania Moneten, or coin toss. And basically, I think this can be done in a variety of ways, but the way we did it is we had a bowl of water and we stood maybe, say, 2 meters away and turned our back and threw a coin over our shoulder. And it's said that if you make a wish and the coin goes into the water, then that wish will come true. I think an alternative is for people to be blindfolded when they're doing this, or, to stand further away. So that was quite fun. And I got mine in the water, so I'm hoping that my wish comes true. So another one is Andrzejkowe serce I szpilki, heart and pins. So here you basically get a heart and you cover it in names, depending on the gender, of course, that you are looking for. So if you are a straight male, you would put female names. If you are a straight female, you would put, men's names, popular names. And the idea is you have the heart faced away from you so you can't see the names, and you put a pin through it, and then whichever name it lands on, you will then basically be hooked up with that person. That was an interesting one because we added all kinds of interesting names that I've never heard before in my life when we did it. So yeah. Another one is Wróżba z jabłek, which is apple peel division. And the idea behind this one is you peel an apple, unsurprisingly, and you're supposed to try and get the longest peel. The person with the longest peel would have the most fortune. And then a variation on that is you throw the peel back over your left shoulder, and you look for either a shape or a letter that would again have some kind of meaning to you. So i.e. the first letter of a fiance's name could be visible. Another one is Wyścigi butów, which is the shoe race. And this one was quite fun. So effectively, everyone takes their shoes off, and you, one by one, place the shoe, and then the next shoe, and then the next shoe. And you have a start and a finishing line. And the person whose shoe reaches the finish line is the person who is said to be married next. And that was quite fun, doing that through a bar full of people who were probably looking at us in some kind of disbelief if they didn't know the tradition. Another one is Kubecki, or cups with hidden items. So I'm trying to remember, there's a variation on one of those carnival games where, you know, you had to find the pea under the cup, but this one's different. So historically you would have had 4 cups, and each cup would have had a different meaning. So one cup would say have a ring, and if you got the ring, you would, you know, they indicate marriage. Another one would be something indicating travel, and another one could be about wealth, so a coin, for example. And then there was supposed to be a cup which was empty. We didn't use the empty cup, I guess, to be nice to people. I got a coin, which bodes well for this channel, I hope, in the future. We will see. And then the last one we did was something called Spilki, which is pin divination. And with this one, you basically put a whole load of pins into a box, into like a cup or something. I think we maybe used matchsticks, if I remember correctly. And you pour it out onto the table, and then you look for letters in the fallout. And each of the letters has, let's say, a different meaning. Rather than go through all of the meanings here, and maybe I'll just put them up on the screen. And it's quite fun. So those were all of the games that we played, and I really enjoyed it. We also got some fortune cookies as well, which was quite modern and of course not traditional. I remember going to a work party which was based on this night, and at that party they had kind of jugglers and people on stilts and people reading your fortune. But I don't think any of those are really traditional. I think it's, again, more of like a modern interpretation. And that's the thing, there are a lot of different varieties of interpretation. When I've been researching this, I encountered lots of games that we didn't play. A number of them involving dogs. So, for example, the girls would give a dog baked dumplings or dough balls representing one of them, and watched which one the dog would eat first. The direction from which a dog barked was supposed to be from one the future bridegroom would come. Interesting that they involved dogs on this. I didn't realise that dogs were a kind of a link to clairvoyance. But it was a very interesting and fun evening, and I think that is the emphasis now, that is on fun. It is technically supposed to be for, let's say, younger people, you know, whether you be teenagers or in your 20s or something like that. And being a bit past 40, maybe I wasn't the target audience, but I really enjoyed it. And it was nice to experience another Polish tradition. Like, I still feel that there are a few traditions I haven't been able to experience yet, and I'm always going to love any opportunities I do. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to be painting decorating gingerbread men, and there are a few gingerbread houses and things, which is also kind of a Christmassy tradition. But thank you for watching. I've tried to cover a variety of Polish traditions on my channel, and feel free to check out the playlist which has those, or if you just have any general interest in Poland at all, just check out the other content. I'm gradually trying to cover every aspect I can about this country without going too controversial. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Have a lovely day. Do zobaczenia.